Today I'm going to be doing some ribs, some St. Louis cut spare ribs, but it's the rub here that's a little different. I'm going to be doing them with a bacon brown sugar rub. That's right, pork on pork. Yes, you heard me right. A bacon rub, a bacon brown sugar rub. There are only going to be 3 ingredients in this rub: bacon, brown sugar, and a teaspoon of ground black pepper. That's it. First thing we got to do is we've got to get this bacon ready. Now I have about 3/4 of a pound here of this hickory smoked bacon. Just picked it up at the store. It's Jimmy Dean brand. You can use any kind you want. I wanted to get a little more hickory flavor in the rub. So I've got my oven preheating to 375, and that's how I'm going to be cooking the bacon today because, gasp, it's got to be crisp. It can't be floppy. Despite how I like my bacon, for this rub, it's got to be crisp. It's got to be dry because it's going into a blender. You can use a food processor. It's going to get ground up with some brown sugar for the basis of our rub. So let's get started and get this in the oven. Open up my package here. I'm just going to be placing the bacon on this rack here. I think we should be able to fit just about all of it. Putting it on the rack keeps it up above the hot surface of the pan and allows air to circulate around it in the oven. Helps get it crisp. There will be no AFS today, no acceptable floppy state. I think we're going to be short just a little space to get all the bacon, but that's okay. Got a couple pieces left over. May just have to cook that up to acceptable floppy state and enjoy that. But let's get this bacon into the oven. It's time to get our bacon in. Our oven is at 375. Let's close this up and let it cook. So the bacon's probably going to take about 30 minutes. I'm going to check it after 20 minutes, and I'll bring you back when we take it out and get it ready and make this bacon brown sugar rub. All right, let's see how our bacon is looking. It's been 20 minutes. That actually looks really good. I'm going to get that out of there, let it cool down, so we can move on to the next step. All right, our bacon is crispy without being burned. It's been dried off of most of the oil. I don't mind if there's a little bit of the bacon grease in there because you want that bacon grease flavor to sort of mix in with the brown sugar. So let's go ahead and get it into the blender. Just going to break these pieces in half and drop them in there. Again, these are crispy without being burned. Just going to pulse this to start breaking it up. Now we're going to add our brown sugar. This is 1 cup of dark brown sugar. All right, let's get this into a bowl, check it for consistency, and add our pepper. Add this to our bowl here. I'm gonna scrape out all the good stuff. Now we do have some nice pieces of bacon in there, and that is what I want. I don't want this to be just a powder. So let's add our teaspoon of ground black pepper. We're just gonna mix this up. Can really smell the bacon coming off this with that brown sugar. And if there's any pieces that are too big in there that didn't get chopped up, kind of like this size, you may just have to eat those. Oh, brown sugar and bacon, man. I may just have to go fishing for some more big pieces. And I found one. Oh, that is good. All right, our rub is ready. Let's get it on the ribs. So what we have here is just a plain old rack of St. Louis cut spare ribs. I've already removed the membrane, trimmed it up a bit, and now we're just going to get this bacon brown sugar rub on. Now I made more rub than I need for just this one rack, so the rest I'm going to be putting in the refrigerator and using in a couple days. You got to refrigerate this. I wouldn't keep it for more than 2 or 3 days. All right, this is ready. Let's get it out on the Weber Kettle and start smoking it. All right, so I have the Weber Kettle set up with one of the briquette baskets to one side, and then just some foil on the bottom to catch any drips. I'm gonna be smoking this today with peach wood, some chunks of peach wood. So let's go ahead and get these ribs on. Let's go ahead and get a nice good sized chunk of peach wood on there. We're gonna give that a chance to catch. I'm gonna be shooting to keep the temperature somewhere between 225 and 250 today, just using the vents, and if I need to add more charcoal, I know along the way I'll have to add more charcoal to this. I'm just using the regular baskets, not the slow and sear for a longer cook. I'm also gonna be spritzing every hour for the first 3 hours with a mixture of apple cider vinegar and water. At about the 3 hour mark, I'm gonna be wrapping it. This is gonna be basically a 3-2-1 method with every number adjusted based upon tenderness. Could be a 3-1-1, could be a 2.5-1-1. We'll just see how tender they are as we get towards that wrapping stage. But in that final time, that final hour, I'm gonna be glazing these with a Vidalia onion barbecue sauce. So let's see how our wood is doing and if we're ready to get the lid on. Okay, our peach wood is catching. Time to get our lid on. So my top vent I'm gonna take down to about half. I'm gonna move my bottom vent to the 1/3 position. Then I'll just monitor the temperatures and see if I need to adjust the vents to keep it in that 225 to 250 range. I'll bring you back probably in about an hour when it's time to spritz these. All right, we are just at an hour. So let's get this open, have a look, and spritz these ribs. Good looking color on there, and actually in looking at this, I don't think I need to spritz it yet. I'm gonna wait another hour. There's a lot of moisture on top of there, and I don't want it to get soggy. But look at that, that's looking really good. Smells great too. I am going to adjust our peach chunk over here and see if we have any life left in it or if we need to add a fresh one. I'm gonna shake a little ash off the coals. There we go. All right, let's get the lid on, let it keep smoking. Be back out here in an hour and check it and see if we need to spritz. Okay, we're 2 hours in. Making good smoke. I added a fresh chunk of the peach wood about 20 minutes ago and a few more briquettes. But let's check this now, see if we need to spritz. I also want to see how tender we're getting. I'm going to do a little bit of a flex check on it. The ribs are looking really nice. Gorgeous color on them, but a lot of moisture still. I'm still not sure I'm going to need to spritz these, but I want to check for some flex here. Just see kind of where we're at. Okay, there's flex, but it's not a lot. If it was extreme, especially at this thicker end here, I would go ahead and wrap these now. I gotta tell you, I gotta take a little taste of this. That is a bacon brown sugar rub. Oh man, that's good. All right, we're gonna skip the spritzing again and get the lid on, and I'm gonna take it to 3 hours and then we'll wrap it. All right, we are 3 hours in, and it's time to wrap these. Looking good. Really good color on these. All right, let's get them into some foil with a little bit of moisture. The moisture I'm gonna add is the liquid that I had planned to spritz with, but it didn't need to be spritzed. This is 5 parts water to 1 part apple cider vinegar. I'm just gonna put a little bit in here, don't need a lot. It's good, I'm just gonna wrap it up. Turn this, and I'm gonna roll wrap it here. Helps keep it very tight. There's the bottom, the top. We wanna keep the top on the top. All right, let's get these back on the kettle. I'm gonna check the coals now. We don't need to worry about wood while we're wrapped with foil. I'm gonna knock ash off of here. And we're gonna add some more briquettes. All right, let's get the lid back on the kettle. Let it keep going. We're back out here in about 2 hours. Okay, we are a total of 5 hours in. It's time to unwrap these ribs. Now I'm gonna try and unwrap them right here on the kettle. Roll once, Roll again. Oh, that smells really good. Oh, so these are fairly tender, so I'm actually afraid of losing some of them here. So I'm going to try and get under these ribs. So there we go. They are extremely tender. I'm going to get them on here and then I'll readjust location in a minute. I want to slide these away from the charcoal. Oh, we are losing bones. Yeah, this is, like I said, it's a little more tender than I like it. I don't like falling off the bone, but I'm not going to turn them down. All right, let's get this barbecue sauce glaze on here. Now this is Sweet Baby Ray's Sweet Vidalia Onion Barbecue Sauce, and I've thinned it out with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I'm just going to glaze this. I don't want really super heavy barbecue sauce on this because the flavor is going to be that bacon brown sugar. Just want this nice little oniony sweetness on top. Also gives a little bit of moisture here at the end too. Let's see if we can push Mr. Bone back in there. I want to get my last little hunk of peach on here at the end for some smoke. I know a lot of people say you're not going to get any more smoke flavor at the end. I don't agree. I think you can. A lot of moisture on here. Smoke loves moisture. All right, our piece of peach is catching. Let's get the lid back on, and this is only going to be about 20 to 30 minutes. It doesn't need any more. It is basically done. I just want to let this glaze set a little bit. All right, it's been about 20 minutes. I'm not going to go the full 30 on this. They're done, and I don't want them to dissolve. It's really good. All right, I'm going to carefully try and keep these from imploding. All right, there they are. See you inside. All right, here are the bacon brown sugar ribs. They are tender, 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 tender. More tender than I like them. I think I've said in many videos I like there to be some bite. And well, these are kind of fall off the bone, or the bone's just falling off the ribs. So we're going to move this aside. We're going to cut right here in the middle. We're going to cut right here. And they are still hot. See if I can follow one here. Not hitting bone. There we go. Let's see if this will hold together for me to hold up. There we go. Yeah. Super tender. I mean, just dripping with juice. I didn't even have to spritz this today. So, nothing left to do but taste. All right, it's time to dive into this and see if we've got that bacony flavor still in the rub with that brown sugar. Oh, look at that. It is super, super moist. I'm very impressed. Do have a nice smoke ring on this. Might be a little hard to see, but there's a smoke ring there. Not super deep, but oh, just, I'm going to go for just a piece I'm breaking off first. Oh, oh, bacon. Let's see. Oh man, bacon on ribs. What do you know? You don't have to add any salt to a rub like this because you have salt in the bacon and just bone just detached itself. We're going straight rib meat here. Oh, that's sweet with the bacon. I've said it many times, brown sugar and bacon, really good match together. Also get a little bit more of the sweetness on top from that Vidalia onion barbecue sauce. Really nice, but man, the bacon is the star here. Oh, brother. I'm going to have to do this again. Had to cut a second one. Oh, they're just, the bones are like dropping out. Again, I prefer there to be bite, not fall off the bone, but like I said before too, I'm not going to turn it down if it tastes this good. Holy moly. This is what the fun part of doing this stuff is. Taking something that you might not normally put in a rub and think, hey, I wonder if that'll work in a rub. People make things out of bacon. There's bacon ketchup, bacon jam, bacon salt, all sorts of things, and why not bacon in a rub, I thought. And I'm sure I'm not the first person who's done it. I just wanted to give it a shot, and it worked. You could use this bacon brown sugar rub on pork butt, on pork loin, on pork chops. If you want to go pork on pork, this is the way to do it.